Coming up on 10 years now, Five Nights at Freddy's released August 8th, 2014 as a point-and-click indie horror game. Since then, the franchise has become wildly popular with 10 main games and a variety of spin-offs. More recently, a very successful theatrical release. Five Nights at Freddy's takes place at Freddy Fazbear's Pizzeria, based off the wildly popular family entertainment center, Chuck E. Cheese. Just like Chuck E. Cheese, Freddy Fazbear's Pizzeria seems to be the greatest place for children to have birthday parties and enjoy arcade games, not to mention the animatronics show. Many years ago, the animatronics at Chuck E. Cheese were a highlight of your afternoon entertainment. However, at Freddy's, the animatronics have become a problem. In the first game, the restaurant is preparing to shut down later in the year. There have been complaints of blood leaking from the animatronics as well as a horrid odor. But there's more to it. So let's get into the game. You have been hired as a night shift security guard. Your goal is to make it through 5 nights. Each night you are left with a phone recording by the previous night guard, basically establishing the rules. He explains that at night the animatronics are left in a free roaming mode because their servos will lock up if they are turned off for too long. He also makes you aware that if they see you after hours, they won't recognize you as a person, but as an endoskeleton without its costume on. You then will be stuffed into an animatronic suit by the animatronics themselves. That's a lot to take in on your first day, but here we go. You have to survive until 6 a.m. Each night gets harder and you have to build a strategy. The animatronics roaming the first game are Bonnie, Chica, Foxy, and Freddy. You start out with 100% power each night, but checking the cameras, using the lights, and shutting the doors will drain that power quickly. Bonnie and Chica come from the left and right doors, while Foxy usually goes left. Foxy is fast and the scariest in my opinion. He isn't active until the 3rd night unless you provoke him by looking in the Pirate's Cove. Freddy comes to the office through the right door. Sounds a bit stressful, because it is. Not only are you trying to keep the animatronics out of the security office, you have to check the cameras, and when you're doing that, you're taking your eyes off the door. And once again, you gotta watch your power supply. If you somehow make it through all 5 nights, the game ends with you receiving a $120 paycheck. If you die on a certain night, let's just say night 4, they are generous enough to restart you on that night. Someone may ask, what makes Five Nights at Freddy's scary? Is it the jump scares? Of course it is. But I also think it has a lot to do with the environment. A place that is usually full of fun and laughter is seen in a different way once abandoned. Checking the cameras of this children-themed entertainment center just doesn't feel right. You soon discover how dark this place actually is by reading the newspaper prints on the walls. Kids vanish at local pizzeria. Bodies not found. 2 local children were reportedly lured into the back room during the late hours of operation at Freddy Fazbear's Pizza on the night of June 26th. While video surveillance identified the man responsible and led to his capture the following morning, the children themselves were never found and are presumed dead. Police think that the suspect dressed as a company mascot to earn the children's trust. 5 children now reported missing. Suspect convicted. 5 children are now linked to the incident at Freddy Fazbear's Pizza, where a man dressed as a cartoon mascot lured them into a back room. While the suspect has been charged, the bodies themselves were never found. Freddy Fazbear's Pizza has been fighting an uphill battle ever since to convince families to return to the pizzeria. It's a tragedy. So the children were murdered, stuffed into suits, and now haunt the animatronics. That's deep for a point-and-click video game that cost like $7.99 when it released. It may seem a bit repetitive, checking the cameras, lighting the doorways, shutting the doors, but by the 5th night, this game is intense, and it still holds up for a good scare. Like I said, many games came after, and its following is massive. As weird as it is, kids love Five Nights at Freddy's. You can tell the movie they tried to make it a horror movie, but also keep it kid-friendly. And if you even go to the toy aisle at Walmart, you'll find Five Nights at Freddy's action figures. Kids love it. Recently, Chuck E. Cheese had made the decision to rid of their animatronics. They claim it doesn't have anything to do with the release of Five Nights at Freddy's. But who knows? Maybe they know something that we don't.
Can't wait to meet you. So join the